Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Gilmer here for a Sunday afternoon video right here on the Peter Gilmer YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmer. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below, and subscribe to my other channels, which are down below in the description box. As we are live on a Sunday afternoon on the Peter Gilmer YouTube wrestling channel. Thank you all for watching. And like I said, make sure you like this video and hit that subscribe button down below on this channel and all my other channels, which are down below in the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, share this video all over the internet, and tap that bell, turn on all my notifications so you never, ever miss an upload. And that's all I got to say about that. All right. On this hot, steamy, humid, just disgusting summer day, July the 19th, 2020. It's Extreme Rules Sunday. We got Extreme Rules coming up a little later tonight on pay-per-view on the WWE Network for that lower price of $9.99. So we got Extreme Rules coming tonight. We had Slammiversary last night, which I thought was, to be honest with you, I didn't watch Slammiversary. I didn't really watch much of Slammiversary. I could care less about it. They had the Motor City Machine Guns come back. They get squashed by the North. It was just a waste of time for Alex Shelley and Saban to come back just for one fucking night. Whoop-de-damn fucking do. Both of them suck. But I digress. You had Heath Slater debut in TNA under his new name, Heath Miller, and he ran into Rhino. So now they're bringing back Heath Slater and Rhino as a tag team, which I think is a good idea. Bring more tag teams to TNA. Let them get beat by the North, but it is what it is. You had Eddie Edwards win the Impact World title in a fatal 5-way, which saw Rick Swann come back from injury and Eric Young make his return to TNA under a mask. When it came out with a mask, not that it helped any, but it is what it is. So EY is back in TNA, and hopefully he'll get thrust into the either the TNA World Title picture or the Impact World Title picture, because now there's two damn fucking world titles, which makes no fucking sense. But they want to go back with the TNA stuff, so they're gonna have Impact and TNA like a merge. Makes no fucking sense. So we had EY come back. We had EC3 make an appearance. I don't know what's going to happen with EC3. If they're going to actually use him correctly this time. Because they had a pretty good run in TNA when he was the TNA World Champion. And when he was with Rockstar Spudlove. That whole thing with Dixie Carter, honey. And I hate to say this, I miss Dixie Carter. She should come back and run the TNA. Let her come back and be the owner of Anthem Sports or something like that. Say she got a job in Anthem Sports and now is like the executive director of Anthem Sports or some shit like that. Just have Dixie Carter come back. just for shits and giggles. They should have had Dixie Carter come back last night. That would have been an interesting thing to come back on Slammiversary. Have Dixie Carter, honey, come back. Just to make an appearance. Not to do anything, but just say hello. Dixie Carter, honey. I miss saying that. She had a pretty good run in TNA and just fucked everything up. Back in the late 2000s, like about 4 or 5 years ago. Had a pretty good run, Dixie Carter, honey. But now I don't know what she's doing with TNA now. I don't even know if she's still involved with TNA. Obviously not, because she gave up the storyline, gave up her power to Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett's now in WWE, being a producer and I think an agent or something like that. But who knows what's going to happen? We had Deonna Purrazzo win the Impact Women's World Title from Jordan Grace. So that's pretty nice. Deanna coming into the company and right away gets the Impact Women's World Title, and now her next opponent is going to be Kaylee Ray. Not that I care. I think Deanna's going to hold that belt for a while. I really wish they give it back to Rosemary, but that's just me. Give it back to Valerie Sky, aka Rosemary. But that's my XWF character. That's Rosemary, but it is what it is. The old school Rosemary, not the new school Courtney Rush version of Rosemary that is not that scary anymore, and she's not that good anymore. She was good when she was in Decay, and when she was the Knockouts champion. She had that epic Monsters Ball match with Mia Yim in the cage. In the cage match, and I think it was in the cage, but I'm not sure. But Rosemary, she got the Knockouts title again. You still got Taya Valkyrie still there. I don't know why, but I was hoping that Taya Valkyrie would come to WWE or at least go to NXT, shake up that women's division. But she's going to stay in TNA for a while. So, got that. You got Kiera Hogan. Not that I give two shits about Kiera Hogan. Got Tasha Steelz, the Bowico Princess. Could get a title shot. Well, I would hope she gets. I would like to have Tasha Steelz as the champion, but I don't know what they're going to do with her. I think her and Kiera Hogan are a tag team now. Not that I give two shits about Kiera Hogan, but the Woman on Fire is not even that hot anymore, but it is what it is. So we had that. The North retained the tag team belts over the Motor City Machine Guns. What do you damn fucking do? Yeah, Gallows and Anderson make their debut. They're going to be exclusive to TNA. I think they're going to be the next challengers for the North, and I think they're going to end the North's year-long title reign. So the good old boys are going to be champions once again. That should be nice. So TNA is doing some pretty good things. They actually, they want to be known again. And they, now they got some pieces into the puzzle. Brought some guys back. Like EY, like the Machine Guns. I don't think they're going to be in TNA that much. I think it's just that one night thing. Unless they want to really shake up the tag team division. They want to add the Machine Guns back to the tag team division with Gallows and Anderson, with Heath Slater and Rhino, with the North, with the Rascals, maybe Rich Swann and Willie Mack. Who knows? Willie Mack's still the X Division champion. I don't know why, but. And like I said, you got Eddie Edwards as the Impact World Champion for I believe the second or third time. Well, he's a world champion for a third time, I believe. And they had Moose debut. Well, not debut, but I guess you can call it a debut. The new look TNA World Title, which is just basically like a freaking white belt with the TNA logo. They just stripped the belt that he had and just put it on a white belt. That's it. That's your TNA title now. Looks hideous. But at least it looks better than half the belts that the WWE have. Just saying. So yeah, Slammiversary happened last night, the 18th edition of Slammiversary, and like I said, I didn't really like it that much, but a lot of people said it was good. So we'll see what happens this Tuesday night on Impact with the fallout from Slammiversary as they start gearing up for whatever's going to come next. I don't know if they're having another pay-per-view anytime soon. I think the next pay-per-view is going to be Bound for Glory in October. Just their second biggest pay-per-view of the year next to Slammiversary. So Bound for Glory is going to be a big show. I would expect it's going to be a big show. It's one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. And they're going to go all out. Maybe some more surprises. Maybe some more guys from the WWE coming in, like Mike Kanellis. Maybe Rusev and Lana. Maybe some other guys. Who knows? But TNA's doing some good things. And they're still around after 18 damn years. 18 fucking years. Same thing with Ring of Honor. But Ring of Honor's, much better, but just saying. But I hope Ring of Honor comes back by the end of the year or by early 2021. I want to go to a Ring of Honor show when we can actually go to a show due to this fucking virus. But who knows what's going to happen with that? And that's all I got to say about that. So yeah, so Slammiversary last night was pretty decent for what it was. Not that I saw it, but it wasn't that good. But tonight we got Extreme Rules. I'm not looking forward to it that much. It's just the card looks like shit. You got the eye for eye match with Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio is gonna be all CGI and all cinematic. The same thing with Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman in that cinematic swamp fight. We got Asuka and Sasha for the Raw Women's title. We got Bayley and Nikki Cross for the SmackDown Women's title. We got Apollo Crews and MVP for the United States, the new look United States title. We got the New Day and against Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro in a tables match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. And you got Drew McIntyre against Dolph Ziggler in a match that we don't know what's going to be yet. And a lot of rumors saying it might be a modified version of the TLC match. But, Dolph saying we're going to get something different. I don't know what you can do. But we'll have to see tonight on Extreme Rules. And like I said, I'll be back later on this channel with my Extreme Rules review. We'll talk about it. We'll go over the matches and give you some analysis and some feedback and all that other stuff. Hopefully, have a big chat. But we'll see what happens with that. And we'll move on from there. And that's that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this hot, steamy Sunday afternoon, July the 19th, 2020, it is time for your late and super so far out of date and returning NXT review for July the 15th, 2020 from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. Well, after 3 weeks of beating AEW in the ratings, NXT laid an egg this week. Not a great show this week from NXT. The ratings showed they had 631,000 views. AEW has 788,000 views, just destroying MMA and the UFC. They destroyed NXT. Just had a very good Fight for the Fallen show, and we'll see what happens this week on both shows. I think AEW might win again, but you never know, depending on what AEW has to offer this week. Same thing with NXT, as they're leading up to NXT TakeOver SummerSlam edition, coming up in 4 weeks, well, 3.5 weeks from now. Let me just check my dates here. Let's see. I believe it is I believe it's going to be. I thought it was the 22nd, but they're saying 4 weeks. If you think it's 4 weeks from today, you got the 26th, the 2nd, the 9th, and the 16th. So I think it's going to be. I think SummerSlam is going to be the 15th and the 16th. The 15th is going to be NXT TakeOver, and the 16th is going to be SummerSlam, or they're going to do it the week after. But we'll see what happens with that. And yes, so SummerSlam's coming up in a couple weeks, which is basically the end of summer because the summer's going to be ending right after Labor Day. And then we get into the fall season with Hell in a Cell, Bound for Glory, whatever the September pay-per-view is, All Out's coming back. I mean, All In, All Out, whatever they're calling it this year. I think they're calling it All In 3. But we got that coming up at the end of August or early September, which is going to be an epic pay-per-view. And we'll see what happens with that. So that's it. All right. I apologize for my voice. I'm completely fucking tired. This fucking heat's killing me. I think I need to go back to sleep. I mean, I woke up this morning and the heat was just unbearable. I might go take a shower in a little bit just to cool off. I don't think it's gonna help me up that much. I'm a fucking wreck. I'm trying to keep cool with soda and some water. But I'm probably gonna take a nap after this video, and then probably get back up probably around 7 o'clock and watch the pre-show for Extreme Rules, and then watch Extreme Rules with the missus because I got really nothing else to watch. Nothing. I mean, I would watch the Met game tonight with the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, but I don't got the channel because I don't have the rich man's cable anymore. But it is what it is. The Yankees beat the Mets last night 9-3 in an exhibition game, and the Yankees fans like, "Yay, we beat the Mets! Yay!" Fuck you. This exhibition doesn't count. Talk to me when you actually face the Mets this year. Stupid motherfuckers. Fuck the Yankees. And fuck their fans. They're the classless little bastards that they are. And that's all I gotta say about that. All right, let's get into NXT. Let's not waste any more time that I already wasted on this fucking video. So like I said, NXT was kind of a letdown. Nothing really happened. You had the main event of Io Shirai and Tegan Nox, the #1 contender for the NXT Women's title. That was basically it for the night. That was the only thing that actually happened. But you had some other things happening with Keith Lee. And we had Cameron Grimes and Damian Priest go at it, continuing their feud. And, so some other things happened, some more women's action. But let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. And like I said, the chat room's open if you wanted to talk for a little bit about NXT, about AEW, about Extreme Rules. And your food is ready. And we'll see what happens with that. And later on, like I said, on this channel, I'll be doing my Extreme Rules review. So come on into the chat later on tonight, and hopefully we'll have a big chat. And if not, well, I'll just talk about Extreme Rules, the crap fest that's gonna be, and that's probably it. And then get you ready for Monday Night Raw tomorrow night on the USA Network, where we got Randy Orton and his monotonous voice taking on the Big Show in an unsanctioned match. And then the fallout from Extreme Rules. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that as they start the road to SummerSlam tomorrow night and on a Friday Night SmackDown. But we'll see what happens with that. All right, so we start off NXT with a recap of Keith Lee, the NXT World Champion and the NXT North American Champion. We get a recap of him beating Adam Cole last week and winning and becoming the double champion. Then we hear from Johnny Gargano, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Cameron Grimes, Timothy Thatcher, and Kushida, and the rest of the roster, basically saying they're gonna dethrone him, or basically they're gonna beat Keith Lee and take the titles from him. Then it ends with Killer Cross, a little Killer Cross picture, and with his hourglass that somehow got fixed, and then we Killer say TikTok. So keep the clock around, and looks like he's in a collision course with Killer Cross at NXT TakeOver SummerSlam coming up in a couple weeks. So we'll see what happens with that. I think Killer Cross will beat Keith Lee. I think Keith Lee's going to be a transitional champion, which sucks. But it is what it is, and that's all I got to say about that. And we move on from there. All right, so we start off the show with the promos, and then we go to the Performance Center. We get the champ, or the double champ, Keith Lee. We can all bask in his glory. And if you're not basking in his glory, there's something wrong with you. So Keith Lee comes out as the double champion, and he made the ring announcer say it again because it felt so nice to say. It sounded so good. So Keith talks about losses during the past few months, including his trainer, who also acted as a father figure to him. So sad to hear that. So he thanks the WWE Universe and mentions one other person who has helped him, and that would be Dominik Dijakovic. My notes are going completely out of the way. So he talks about Dominik Dijakovic. He brings him out, his number one friend. So Dominik comes out, and Keith Lee says that their matches and Dijakovic's competition has been part of what pushed him to where he is today. He says he talked with William Regal, and they think Dijakovic should be the first challenger for both titles. So Keith Lee wants to do it tonight. Wants to do it right now, and Dijakovic says, "Let's do it." So it looks like we're going to get that match coming up. So it was a pretty good segment. Dijakovic and Keith Lee put on, I think, 5 or 6 great matches in their long, illustrious feud. And why not have a 6th or 7th match? Why not? For both belts. Why not have it? Let's see what happens with that. See if they can strike gold again. But we'll see what happens with that. So, that's pretty much it. So we're going to get Keith Lee defending both belts against Dominik Dijakovic, and we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that first segment 2.5 out of 5 stars, and we're off and running on NXT, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that. All right, after that we see the lovely Tegan Nox, who just came out as a lesbian. So congratulations to her and her girlfriend. Whoop-de-damn-do. She's shown arriving to the Performance Center, and she's going to be taking on Io Shirai later on for the NXT Women's title. So we'll see what happens with that. So that's nice to see her. All right, then we get to match number 1, Cameron Grimes taking on Damian Priest, continuing this storyline, which we saw Cameron Grimes win last week at the Great American Bash. Match was decent, wasn't bad. Starts with Grimes going for a pre-match attack, but Damian saw it coming and puts him down, and stays on top of him as the bell rings. Grimes turns the tide outside and hits a baseball slide. He has a dropkick inside, heading into a break. We come back. Excuse me. We come back. Damian gets going and beats the crap out of Cameron with a huge right hand. And then they go outside to get some counters going. Priest hits a razor's edge onto the apron, and then he sends it back in out of that. And then Cameron catches him with the flipping slam, that cross-body flip. I don't know what he calls it, but that cross-body flip driver or whatever he calls it. He hits him with that and gets a near front of that. Then he starts wasting time, talking some smack to Damian, which gave Damian an opening to fire off some shots. And then Damian puts him down with the Reckoning right after that. 1, 2, 3, he picks up the win and gets his revenge from last week. So we'll see what happens with Damian Priest and Cameron Grimes. I think the feud might continue on. I don't know why. And that's that. Match was all right. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Damian says he's going to be watching Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic, and we'll see what happens with that. Maybe he'll be the next contender for Keith Lee or Dominik, and that's that. So we'll see what happens with that, and we move on from there. All right, like I said, the chat room's open if you want to come in and chat. Not going to be too long. I want to
just cool off. I'm fucking tired. I'm a fucking mess right now, but it is what it is when it's the summer, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow's gonna be near 100 here in the Northeast. Oh my god. I'm gonna be cranking that AC the next couple days. Just taking a lot of showers. But it is what it is. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright, then we see the talented, the vivacious, the Empress of the Skies, I think that's her name, or the Sky Pirate, well, one of the Sky Pirates, Io Shirai making her way to the building, looking hot as always. And that's that. So she's in the building, and that's that. Let me move on from there. All right, then we get another session of Thatcher's Thatch Can, that little program that Timothy Thatcher has, showing off to his students at different submission moves. So this week, he puts the student in the Fujiwara armbar and applies more pressure, so the guy immediately taps out. And he says that's how you leave an impression. So we'll see what happens with Timothy Thatcher, possible contender to Keith Lee's title. We'll see what happens with that. And we're going to move on from there. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we get to match number 2, Indy Hartwell, who's been on NXT for a little while, taking on Shotzi Blackheart. Ow, ow, ow! So this was an okay match. They showed Shotzi running over Robert Stone last week and injuring his ankle. You know, him going to Susan, the medic, saying, I think she broke my ankle. This stupid storyline with Shotzi Blackheart, weirdly, Aaliyah and Robert Stone, just completely and utterly fucking stupid. But it is what it is. So it looks like, and like I said, the match was anything right home about. It's also with Shotzi to the arm, gets a near fall on a roll up attempt, 1922 schoolgirl. She misses a dropkick in the corner, gets stuck in the ropes. So Indy hits a dropkick to the back. She takes control for a little bit, but then Shotzi hits a senton. And then we see Robert Stone come out, limp out in a walking boot to distract Shotzi, but she still hits a DDT. And then Robert Stone continues to distract Shotzi, distracts the referee. Shotzi goes up. Aaliyah knocks her off. And then Indy with a big boot. And that's it. 1, 2, 3. Indy Hartwell gets the shocking victory. A surprise. And Aaliyah. It looks like Shotzi and Aaliyah are going to start a little feud. Not that I give it is what it is, but that's all I can say about that. All right, title, Tegan Nox. She admits that Io might be the best in the world right now. Well, not CM Punk or Chris Jericho, but Io is the champion. She is the best. She's the best in bed, but that's another story for another time. So Tegan says she would jump over that obstacle because it's her night. Tonight is your night, love. She says she's stronger, faster, and shinier than ever. She wants to be a champion like Kane and Molly Holly. Okay. I don't know why you brought up Kane and Molly Holly in that sentence. I mean, why would you bring up Kane and Molly Holly? If you wanted to be a champion, why don't you be somebody like Trish Stratus, like Lita, like Melina? Those are champions. You know, don't bring up Molly Holly or Kane. I mean, really, Tegan? Kane? And Molly Holly? Not saying anything bad about Molly Holly, you know.
she should be in the Hall of Fame, but that's just another story for another time. I think she's in the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure if she's not is or not, but if she's not, she should be, along with Miss Elizabeth, Melina, Victoria, Tara, Jazz, Candice Michelle, Stacy Keibler to an extent, but Stephanie McMahon is definitely going to go in eventually, because Vince is going in the next couple of years when he's on his deathbed. They're going to put Vince in the Hall of Fame because he's fucking Vince McMahon, and the company's going to go right to Triple H. I should say it's Triple H and Stephanie, because it's not going to go to Shane. Shane will probably still be involved, but we get that, and that's it. So yeah, but like I said, Kane and Molly Holly. Okay, I'll go with it, but it is what it is. So so it's a nice little promo from Tegan. We'll see what happens in the main event later on. So I gave it 2 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much all I have to say about that. All right, after that, we got a vignette for Legado del Fantasma. We got Santos Escobar, Joaquin Wilde, and Raul Mendoza. So we see them sitting around drinking in their suits, discussing Lucha Libre Telemundo Televisión Excelente Lima Studio with his one eye. Well, soon be 2 eyes. Soon be no eyes, because he's going to lose tonight. Maybe soon it's going to be a blind luchador. Thanks to Dominic Mysterio, but it is what it is. Sit down, drinking, talk about Lucha Libre. Santos Escobar puts him over, including calling Mendoza a technical assassin. If you've seen his stuff in Evolve and a little bit of NXT during the Cruiserweight tournament, it was pretty nice. Not the past one, the one before. His work in NXT is okay. He's a pretty good wrestler. His stuff in Evolve is pretty good too, but not bad, but pretty good. He's a pretty good wrestler. That's all I gotta say about that. And he's teamed up with Joaquin Wilde and DJZ and Heel de Fantasma, otherwise known as Santos Escobar. So he puts him over, calling Mendoza a technical wizard, and they say they are La Famille. So nice little vignette for Legado del Fantasma. And we'll see what happens with them in the coming weeks. They still, Santos Escobar and Drake Maverick are still going at it with Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde involved. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks with the Cruiserweight Champion and Drake Maverick. See what happens with that. And that's basically all I said that. And we move on. All right, then we get to match number 3 for the North American and NXT championships. The champion, Keith Lee, taking on his arch nemesis, Dominic Dijakovic. And didn't last that long. It was still a good match. Not as great as their other matches that they've had, especially the one at TakeOver Portland. That was fucking amazing. But this one, not bad. Not a bad match, but still a pretty decent match. They start off very slow. The match lasts 15 minutes. Should have went a little bit longer, but just the same. And we get that. So they start off slow, not trying to botch or anything. They have a stalemate. They shake hands, and then Lee goes in for a headlock. They feel like there's a lot of code of honor stuff, so which is nice. Nice. I like to see that. I don't like to see just 2 guys going at it like 6, 7, 8 matches in a row. Not in a row. I mean, in a big long series of matches, kind of like Flair, Hogan and Goldberg, Hogan and Luger, Hogan and Flair. Kevin Steen and El Generico. Those kinds of matches when And the guys hate each other, but they still have mutual respect for each other. I like to see that. So we saw a lot of handshaking. And then after another handshake, Dijakovic levels him, only for Keith Lee to chop him down to the mat. And then Dominic cuts off Keith up top, heading into the commercial. We come back. Dominic takes over with Lee, hitting the corner. He clubs him in the back. And then we get a rest period. Dijakovic works a rest hold. Lee powers out. Lee gets going with a pounce! Period. And nearly runs through the plexiglass again. He almost put Dominic through the plexiglass. I mean, like he did to Mr. Johnny Gargano back at In Your House. I think he hits the pounce better than Monty Brown. I hate to say it, but I mean, Monty Brown has a pretty good pounce back in the day, back in TNA circa 2005, 2006, when he debuted the pounce. But Keith Lee, my God, when he does the pounce, I mean, people just go flying. I mean, Adam Cole, baby. I mean, threw him into the second row. He knocked Gargano on his ass through the plexiglass. He almost did it to Dominic Dijakovic, this past Wednesday night. I mean, Keith Lee's a fucking beast. I mean, if you haven't seen his work in PWG and Ring of Honor, and I've seen him in Ring of Honor when he was teaming up with Shane Taylor. And then when they started feuding, there was a fucking epic match. I just wish Keith Lee had a longer run in Ring of Honor. But, he had a pretty good run in PWG. And now he's in NXT. He's the double champion, doing some great things. He was Wrestler of the Year in NXT. So he's doing some good things and putting on some great matches. I just hope that if he goes to the main roster, they don't fuck him up. Same thing with Adam Cole and the Velveteen Dream. But, with WWE and Vince, they'll fuck him up. They will fuck him up. And Keith Lee will just be in mid-card hell, along with Adam Cole and the Velveteen Dream. Just to get misused by a senile old 74-year-old bastard named Vince McMahon. That's all I gotta say about that. So anyway, here's the pounce, and here he puts Dominic through the plexiglass again. But pulls up after Dominic moved. Well, he almost went through the plexiglass. And he hits the plexiglass hard. They go inside. Dominic gets a near fall on a sidewalk slam. But Keith Lee comes back with some impressive strength. But then Dominic comes off the top rope with a blockbuster for a near fall. Keeps the pressure on, but leaps into a double chop. Hassan chop! And then Keith Lee hits a choke slam. Picks up Dominic. Hits the Big Bang Catastrophe. 1, 2, 3. Keith Lee retains the North American and NXT titles in his first defense. And you didn't think he was going to lose it that quick, did you? No. It is what it is. So the match was all right. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, it gets a little interesting. They embrace another code of honor, a big hug. And then the lights go out. They dim. And then we see the lovely, vivacious Scarlett Bordeaux appear. And she empties a bag with a broken hourglass. I thought they fixed that. Onto the apron. And she starts laughing hysterically, like, fall and pray. And then she stares down Keith. I thought that Killer Cross was going to come from behind and beat the crap out of Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic, but that didn't happen. But Killer Cross is playing mind games with Keith Lee, and it's going to come to a head at NXT TakeOver for the North American and NXT World titles. So Killer Cross will probably be the next double champ come SummerSlam weekend. And I mean, as much as I like Killer Cross, I think it's a little early for him to get the belt right now. I mean, he's only been in the company for a couple of months. I thought he was going to beat Adam Cole, baby. But plans changed. And then Keith Lee destroyed the clock, or the hourglass. And, I was like thinking, yep, Keith Lee, Killer Cross feud coming up, possibly for the title. And now we're going to get it at NXT TakeOver SummerSlam. Or NXT TakeOver Orlando, whatever you want to call it. Just TakeOver. I don't know if they're going to have a specific name this year. They might just call it TakeOver. Or TakeOver hottest thing of the summer. Some stupid tagline they'll have. But we'll see what happens with that. So, yeah, like I said, looks like we're getting a Keith Lee Cross feud. I think it's going to be good. We'll see what happens this coming week on the program. And it's going to be some good promos from both men. I mean, both men cut good promos. Killer Cross, he cuts a very good promo. He's very good at what he does. She's probably going to get involved in a match when it happens. And I think Killer Cross will be the next double champion coming up. But like I said, I think it's too early. I think I think Keith Lee will probably win the match, retain the title, and then probably later on, maybe in September or October, Killer Cross will get the belt. Or they might continue the feud all the way up until the next takeover, which I think is going to be Series weekend. But we'll see what happens with that, and we'll move on from that. And then after that, we get a Dominic Dijakovic interview. He knows that he saw Scarlett out there. Killer Cross is good, but he's no Keith Lee. So Killer Cross brawling, and then Cross lays out Dijakovic. So we'll probably get that match next week on the program. Dominic Dijakovic and Killer Cross one-on-one. Should be a pretty hard-hitting affair. A little, as JR used to say, a slobber knocker. By God, a slobber knocker! By God, barbecue sauce, it's hot! Welcome to night 2 of Fighter Fest. I mean, Fight for the Fallen. By God, Jericho, you stink. It's my cologne, JR. that was hilarious. I can't wait to when Jericho retires. I mean, he's definitely gonna go into the WWE Hall of Fame. I mean, first ballot, he's going in. I don't know who's gonna induct him, but probably maybe Shawn Michaels or maybe Hunter, but who knows. But when Jericho retires, I don't know when that's going to be. Maybe the next 5-10 years. Well, actually, he's 50 years old, so his top 4 or 5 years, I would think that Jericho's got left. But when he retires, he's going to be on commentary. He says he wants to do commentary, so that'd be nice to see. When JR, eventually eventually retires from commentary, he goes into the Hall of Fame. Well, he is a Hall of Famer, so when he hangs up the microphone and finishes his play-by-play career, Jericho's gonna fill right in with Excalibur and Tony Schiavone. Because Tony Schiavone's like 50, 60 years old now, I think, too. So Tony's got a ways to go. So, the future of AEW looks like it's gonna be Jericho, Excalibur, and maybe Tony Schiavone, which is not a bad commentary team. Maybe you put Taz in there for a couple of matches here and there. But Jericho on commentary is fucking he is fucking funny as hell. And that's why he's the GOAT. He is the fucking GOAT. And I can't wait till he goes into the WWE Hall of Fame in the next 5, maybe 6 years. I'd like to see who he gets inducted by, but I would love to induct the fucking guy. He's definitely going to go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Fozzy in another 10 years. Because, I mean, Fozzie's only been out for, 15 years? 10, 15 years, somewhere around there. So Fozzie's going to definitely go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And they really should. I mean, not now, but I mean, because they haven't been around that long. And their first album hasn't been 25 years. But I haven't even heard Fozzie's first album. I'd like to get it, but It's not that many Fozzy. I have one. I have one Fozzy album. And that's Sin and Bones. I don't have the last album, which is Do You Want to Start a War? I don't have the current album, which has Judas and Nowhere to Run and all the great songs on that album. Jericho's a showman. I mean, I've seen Jericho live on Uproar with In This Moment. I met Jericho. He's a pretty cool guy. He's like I said, he is the fucking goat. If you never met Jericho, I mean, I think you know, when this fucking virus ends and we can actually go to meet and greets and stuff, and Jericho has meet and greets and stuff, you know, go up to Jericho, give him a handshake. Can't give him a handshake. Give him a fist bump or elbow bump. Tell him Peter Gilmore sent you, and you know, you'll have a nice conversation with Jericho. I had a very nice conversation with Jericho about music. I talked to him about when he was facing Cena back in 2015, 2016. I told him we miss him in the WWE. He says he might be coming. He said at the time he might be coming back, which I was all for. I was like, oh, that's great. You know, gave him a handshake, and left a happy man. That's that. But get ready for Jericho. More Jericho commentary in the next couple years. It's gonna be epic, and that's that. All right, so like I said, Dominic Dijakovic and Killer Cross, they had a brawl, and it looks like we're going to get a match this coming Wednesday night on the program. And we'll see what happens with that. It's going to be a slobber knocker. But I think Killer Cross will just lay out Dominic Dijakovic again and probably lock in the straitjacket that submission hits and choke Dominic out. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And we move on from there. All right, then you get to your squash match of the week, which lasted a half. We got Timothy Thatcher taking on everybody's jobber, Denzel Dejournay, who had amateur wrestling gear on. With the whole thing, he looked like Rick Steiner. The dog face coming, hoo, 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 hoo. I don't even know what Rick Steiner's doing these days. Everybody knows what Rick Steiner's doing these days. Let me know. I know Scott Steiner, he does some indie wrestling here and there, and he had a health scare with his heart. I think he's good to go now. He's all good now. Watching wrestling from his house and doing push-ups and his freaks because he's freak still. This goes on to all my freaks out there. Big Chump is your hookup. Holla if you don't hear me. Big Papa Dump, as I call him. Big Papa Dump. I just took a dump early on. But it is what it is. Because I had Subway for lunch. I had to eat fresh. It is what it is. That's it. All right, so we get to this match. Like I said, the match lasted a minute and a half. Basically, Timothy Thatcher took this guy to school and made Denzel tap out to a brutal-looking half crab. It looked like he was about to snap his leg off. It looked very, really, really dangerous. I mean, it looked vicious. I mean, if you haven't seen Timothy Thatcher and Evolve, I mean, or in PWG, I mean, the guy's a fucking machine. Not Brian Cage, but he is a fucking beast. Former Evolve champion. Just a fucking beast. He's a submission machine. Not like Taz, but you know what it is. You know what I mean. So he gets to win. The match he gave 1.5 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, he tries to put on another submission, but then we see Oney Lorcan come out, Bip Busick, whatever you want to call him, comes out and attacks him, sending him off. So it looks like we're gonna get a Oney Lorcan Timothy Thatcher feud going on. Maybe we'll have that match on Wednesday night. Should be a pretty good match between these guys, two hard-hitting guys. I like when he was known as Bip Busick, former CI. he's a very strong guy, and he is pretty good. And when he teams with Danny Burch, they put on some good matches. I'm surprised they haven't been tag team champions, but I think they should at least get an opportunity. They have opportunities, against the Revival, against the Undisputed Era. They had a good feud with them. They'll still be in the NXT tag title picture. As long as they'll get the opportunities, but I don't think that Hunter and Shawn Michaels will pull the trigger with them getting the tag team belts. I think the next team will probably get the belts is either the Undisputed Era again for the third time, making history, or I don't know who it's going to be. It's not going to be Indus Sher. Let's be real, because of what one of the members of Indus Sher fucked the team up in their push up, because he tweeted out the results to Keith Lee and Adam Cole. So their feud is basically all but gone. Yeah, their push, I should say, is all but gone. I thought they were going to face Imperium for the tag belts, but I don't know if that's going to happen right now. I think Imperium is going to face Gibson and Drake from NXT UK. Those two guys. I forgot about those two guys, to be honest with you. Drake and Gibson, when they were feuding with the Undisputed Era, and the Bro Stallions, Matt Riddle and Pete fucking Dunne. I thought they were going to be tag team champions. They were NXT UK tag team champions, but I thought they were going to cross over to NXT and win those belts. They may still win those belts, but like I said, we haven't seen them in weeks. I don't know what's going on with them. I think because of this fucking virus, they're stuck in, and both of them are stuck in England, along with other people like Walter, like Joe Koff, or Joe Coffey, whatever the fuck his name is, like Ilya Dragunov. Not that I watch NXT UK, but I know some people there. Piper Niven, Tony Storm, Kaylee Gray, the NXT UK champion. And we haven't seen anything from NXT UK in a long time because of this fucking virus. So it is what it is, and that's pretty much all I can say about that. So yeah, we're gonna get a Timothy Thatcher, Oney Lorcan match probably on the program this Wednesday night. Should be a hard hitting match. It looks like NXT this week might be some pretty good action. Maybe with Timothy Thatcher and Oney Lorcan might have a match. Like I said, Killer and Dominic Dijakovic probably go one-on-one in a grudge match. So NXT might be actually decent this week, but we'll see what happens as we get closer and closer to Wednesday night on the program. And that's all I got to say about that. So we move on from there. All right. After that, we get the new look, Rhea Ripley. Have you seen her new look? Ooh. Yeesh. The only thing I like about Rhea Ripley, other than she's a pretty good wrestler, I like her theme song because Ash Costello of New Year's Day sings that track. I love her theme. Probably one of the greatest themes of NXT. Next to Adam Cole, baby, and the Undisputed Era, which is number one. Killer Cross has a great theme. Keith Lee has a pretty good theme. Bask in his glory. Bask in his glory. Oh, good theme there, which is good. And that's pretty much it. So Rhea Ripley made it clear on Twitter that she's back on the hunt for the NXT Women's title. So, maybe another match down the line with EO. So we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. All right, after that, excuse me for a second. Excuse me, too much beer. We get to our next segment from early in the day. Robert Stone, Robbie E. He spoke with Killian Dane and blamed Shotzi Blackheart for throwing coffee on him. And then we see a run over with a Dexter Lumis piece that depicts Robert Stone getting run over again by Shotzi Blackheart. Then we see Killian Dane in the picture. And then Killian Dane gets pissed and demands that Robert Stone get him a match with Dexter Lumis. So is Killian Dane part of the Robert Stone brand? That's interesting. Killian Dane, Big Damo, whatever you want to call him. That's going to be interesting to see. You know, him possibly in the Robert Stone brand with Aaliyah. You know, being a big tough guy. But we'll see what happens with that. And speaking of next week, because coming week, Dexter Lumis and Killian Dane will have a match on NXT. Should be a hard-hitting match. Lots of hard-hitting matches this week. We got Dexter Lumis and Killian Dane. It's going to be a hard-hitting affair. Killer Cross and Dominik Dijakovic, another hard-hitting match. It's going to be pretty damn good. Plus some other stuff on the show. Maybe we'll hear from our good buddy Adam Cole, baby. We don't know where he's going right now with the direction of the Undisputed Era. So we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. So next week, this coming week on NXT should be a pretty good show to go against AEW, where we know Cody's going to have another open challenge for the TNT title. I don't know who he's going to face. Then we got some other stuff going on in AEW. We'll see what happens with Kenny. You know, after beating the living shit out of Marco Stunt, he's starting to slowly turn cleaner, which I think is awesome. And then I think the Bucks are going to turn on Adam Page at All Out. I think they're going to lose the tag belts at All Out, and then Kenny attacks Adam Page at the after the match, just beats the crap out of him, and then probably on Dynamite they're going to have Kenny and Adam Page go one-on-one in a quick match, and then Kenny and the Bucks, the new look Elite, the heel version of Elite, which I thought which I think is better when it was in New Japan. They're gonna go run amok. I think Cody might turn heel. I think he's gonna turn on Arn Anderson, and then Arn Anderson will find somebody to fight Cody. But we'll see what happens with that. And that's that. So we move on from there.
Yeah, I keep hearing the same thing about Dominic.
All right. After that, we get to the main event for the NXT Women's title. We had the number one contender, Tegan Nox. Not a bad main event. Not that bad of a main event. I thought it was decent. It wasn't great, but it was good. It was good. It was good. That's it. Let's start with them nearly coming to blows during the introductions. They start grappling. Io has a slight advantage at first, but Tegan for a near fall, for a couple of near falls. So really giving Io a little bit of a run. Tegan avoids a baseball slide. Io grabs her running boot on the apron and slams her down heading into the break. We come back. Io's talking some smack in Japanese. Oh, Peter Gilmore. So now I just completely destroyed my Asian and Chinese and Japanese fan base. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't all my Chinese and Japanese fans in China and Japan and Hong Kong. Because my videos go out to Hong Kong and they go out to Japan. Because Japan is number one forever. Like Terry Funk used to say. God bless Terry Funk, that old son of a bitch. 83, 80 Terry Funk. And if he's not in the WWE Hall of Fame, he should be. And Mick Foley would definitely induct him. Terry Funk, he had a great career. A great career. Former world champion, former tag champion, the Funk brothers, Dory Funk. I mean, his stuff in Japan is legendary. You know, the wars he had with Onita, those barbed wire bomb matches, the time bomb matches, the death matches he had with Cactus Jack, Mick Foley. I mean, the wars he had with Ric Flair back in NWA and WCW, former hardcore champion in WWE and in WCW. And that's pretty much it. Rose is talking up a storm. So she snaps off a few running moves, and then Io comes back, talks some smack, slaps Tegan in the face. They're step on like, come on! So Tegan was like, come on, hit me hard. That's what she said. Fires back with some forearms and some uppercuts. Catches a springboarding, switches Io on a springboard with a breaking fallaway slam for a near fall. Can you go in the other room?
Why?
Because I said so.
Pete, bring me my cookie. It's on the table.
No. Well, too bad. You gotta wait.
Well, give me my cookie.
No. You have to wait.
You won't give me my cookie, Princess.
I'm gonna do a cookie. Give you a nice punch in the face.
Francesca gonna beat you up.
I probably like that.
Oh God, that's gross. I like that. She said, "Ew."
I'm a maniac. Anyway, so Tegan catches Io on a springboard attempt with a breaking fallaway slam for a near fall. Io then steps on Tegan's fingers and also does Io steps on Tegan's fingers and also does so while using a chin lock. That was kind of nasty. Tegan tries for a flash pin on an Oklahoma roll, but Io remains a step ahead. Keeps the pressure on Tegan, but the challenger won't quit as we go to another break. During the break, Io wears down Tegan. The challenger heads outside to escape, but gets thrown into the ring steps. Ow. But she avoids the bullet train knees, and Io hits the steps hard. Ow. But still, Io hits a double underhook backbreaker inside the ring, but she can't capitalize as it further damages her knees. Tegan rolls off for a near fall. Io comes back with a German suplex for a near fall. And then Io gets tied in the tree of, whoa! And then she gets up to avoid a cannonball by Tegan, but Tegan sees it coming, blows an uppercut to the back before stepping back and hitting the pin. And she goes to work with a series of shots and then another cannonball, whatever you want to call. Then she hits Lady Kane as she gets a near fall on a choke slam. I don't know why she calls it Lady Kane. I guess talking about Kane. My name is Kane, and I'm a Woody Pooh. Forget that. So she hits that on the choke slam, gets a near fall. Then she starts hitting some running corner uppercuts a couple of times, but on her attempt, Io Warner. Ow. Then she hits a dropkick off the top for a near fall, and looks like both women are tired and exhausted. That's what happens when you get near me. Tegan kicks the knee, hits a front stun, obviously paying tribute to Molly Holly. She has a near fall out of that. She goes for the Spanish Wizard. Io interrupts her with the Shote! The palm strike made famous by that great legend Jushin Thunder Liger. Tegan goes. She sells it completely perfectly. Then Io goes up top, hits the beautiful moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Io retains in a 23-minute match. And a pretty good main event. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. So Tegan showed resilience and gave Io a run for her money. But still, in the end, you really didn't think Io was going to lose to Tegan Nox of all people, did you? No. So she goes up the ramp and then gets cut off by Dakota Kai, who attacks her from behind and lays her out. And that's it. So it looks like we're going to get Io Shirai and Dakota Kai for the NXT Women's title. A lot of people saying Dakota Kai might beat Io and become new NXT Women's Champion. I don't think right now it's Dakota's time. You know, but we'll see what happens with that. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So, looks like we're going to get Io Shirai and Dakota Kai probably at NXT TakeOver for the NXT Women's title. Should be a good match. And we'll see what happens with that. And we will move on from there. So that's it for NXT. It was a pretty show. Like I said, the ratings didn't help much for NXT. 631,000 views. So we'll see if they can come back this week. We got Dominic Dijakovic and Killer Cross one-on-one. We got Dexter Lumis and Killian Dane. Some hard-hitting matches on the show. Some other stuff will be on the show as well. Maybe something with Keith Lee getting involved with Killer Cross to set up their little feud going on till TakeOver. We'll see what happens. And some more stuff to come on NXT this Wednesday night from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, on the USA Network this Wednesday night. And we'll see what happens with that. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm going to finish my drink, and I'm going to probably just rest for a little bit, and then I'm going to come back later around 7:30, 8 o'clock, watch Extreme Rules, and then I'll be back later on this channel. So hit that bell to get notified when I go live next. So I'm going to be back with my Extreme Rules review, talk about the pay-per-view and all the matches, I'll give you my analysis, give you my feedback. Hopefully I have a big chat, but we'll see what happens with that. And that's pretty much it. So NXT gets a 6 out of 10 stars for this past Wednesday night, and we'll see what happens this Wednesday night on the program. And that's it. So that's it. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your your Sunday afternoon. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Practice social distancing. Just be safe, everybody. Stay cool if you're in the Northeast. Drink lots of fluids, water, iced tea. Take some showers. Just stay in the air conditioning. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So that's it. Thank you all for watching. I'll be back later tonight with my Extreme Rules review. And we'll talk later, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got to say about that. So thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. Peace out. Rock on. If you're not down with that, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. And that's all I got to say about that. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Peace. Bitches.